Good evening, good evening, good evening. We flying high right about now, y'all, because you guys know what time it is. In case you in the lobby and waiting, you know what it is. It's the Ladybirds of AFN. How y'all doing? How you doing? Getting y'all in here, give y'all time. Y'all already there. I see y'all. I see y'all. Go ahead and show some love. Show some love. We're going to give some shout outs to you in a moment, but let's go ahead and give an introduction to the ladies. And we have another lady we've been waiting on to make her debut this week.
That's one of my recruits.
See, she is doing her due diligence in recruiting.
Yes.
I actually hit up the one other person, but she hasn't replied, so I know she's going through some things as well. So we're gonna be patient with that. As you guys also know, Ms. Kiki, Ms. Lyric's mom, she's dealing with some things herself. She had got affected by that storm, just a lot of things. So y'all pray for her, so
Definitely.
and there's a lot of people still don't, are still trying to get their stuff back together. There's a lot of affected areas out there. So if you out there watching us faithfully, we appreciate you during these tough times. Thankfully, the storms are over. But let's get to it. So let's go ahead and introduce who we got on the panel. We're going to go ahead and start with the lady next to me up top. Introduce yourself. A lot of people don't know who you are.
Hi, everyone. So I am Brienne, but most people call me Bree. And I'm from Augusta, Georgia. And yes, I was invited by Auntie Pam. So I'm glad to finally be here.
Pam. I love it. More ladies to the panel, and you are welcome at any time.
Yes.
Nothing to remind you. I'm gonna try to remind you a little earlier, but I'll be so busy in life. So, and right next to Miss Bree, who we have?
I think that's me.
Yes, that is.
Another recruit.
Dirty.
Another recruit.
And dirty. Yep, another Miss Pam and Mad Mike recruit. Yep.
And Michael probably try to take the credit, but I think I did that one.
Hey, well, you did. Thank you. And actually, but I'll get Miss Witt her props too. We did at least have a Saints fan on, so I appreciate anybody to join the show. Yes. But speaking of Miss Witt, go ahead and introduce yourself.
You already know it's your girl Whitney J from the A Ready to Slay. We are 4-2, and we are looking forward to the Seahawks and beating you. So I'm excited to recap this game and look forward to next. Yeah.
Yes. Hey. And Miss Pam, the person that is over here doing her CP.
Hello, everybody. I'm Auntie Pam. Glad to be here. Doing mighty fine today. Wonderful Tuesday.
And I want to hear both of you guys, as you and Bree, recap because you guys was live in full effect. So let's go ahead and give a shout out to the fans that has already been in the chat. Hello, Floyd, my lady. Yeah, hi, Pam, Ms Maggie, Witt, Britt.
Hey,
Miss Christy. Y'all got to get these names now. You got to get these names in here. And what's going on, Roadmaster? $5 on the sea chickens. You better go on with that. You better put that in the Popeyes bucket, because you ain't gonna get that, buddy. What's going on, my goddesses? Y'all have a good show tonight. I'm at work. Hey, if you can tune in, that's cool. If you can't, come back and watch it later. ATL Leo, hi ladies, how you doing?
Hey, Leo.
We got D Coleman.
What's up, Coleman?
Our regular John St. Clair. Hey, ladies, folks in the chat. Derek Hughes. Good evening, my brothers and sisters of the flock. That's right.
That's right.
Brian Peoples. Hello, ladies. Deshaun. What's up, my queens? First place. Yeek. Get some. Jared Bowie. I think that's a newer name I haven't seen. What's up, ladies? Rise up.
Hello.
Okay. Hey. South side with the red and black. Everybody in excited. Greeting, ladies. Make way sports. Shout out to you. I'm guessing you got a podcast. Right. Follow him, her, whoever you are. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead here. Mad Mike Sports Podcast. Hey now.
Hey,
Mad Mike is trying to get to Okay, if you haven't already subscribed to him, you better do it right now. He is on the mark. What's your score? What's your points right now, Mike? How many you need to get that? I think
12,
it was
I
in
think.
the teens. So y'all
He
get
said
him in
12,
now.
I think. Didn't he say 12?
Something like that. What's up, Scotty?
Wow.
Scotty is calling me. Him in the zone. What's up, Big Mel too? What's up, lady? Let's talk some Falcons football. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So let's go ahead in case you're just now joining us. Please share this out. Let everybody know. Share the YouTube link. Tell everybody the Ladybirds are here tonight to talk about it because this is victory. Victory Tuesday. Woo! We're feeling good, babies. We're feeling good. That's right. Hit the like button. But let's go ahead and get into our recap. And we got some special things in store today because somebody promised us a little something. We're going to let her have it in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and get into this game recap. And I got some key points we can kind of talk about after everybody give their recaps, their highlights, how they felt. But let's start with the ladies that actually attended the games. You know, how was it? You know, how was the atmosphere being in that stadium, hearing that crazy was a Panthers roar and all that kind of stuff, and then them tucking their tail and going home. How was that? How did that feel? I saw y'all signs too. Actually, Bree, if you don't mind, I
That's
got to get
that's Brianna's sign.
let me put that. I got a picture of it. I was trying to
I like
enjoy
to make
too.
signs when I go to the games.
But go ahead. I'm gonna put this picture up there, y'all, and just let us know how you felt. How did it feel? What was your recap? And it's give me either one of y'all want to start it off.
Bree can start first.
Oh, I enjoyed it. That was actually my first away game that I attended. So it was a beautiful day, perfect football weather. The atmosphere. We as fans really supported the team. We definitely were on the visitor side. I sat near the end zone. Well, Pam and I, we actually
Nice
were a row
picture.
across. Yeah.
Let me get
And
yours,
so,
Pam, too.
The sign was courtesy of Brianna. She made the sign.
yeah.
I would have to say that was the first game that I did not get wet. And it did not lose, and we actually won. It was nice and sunny. The weather was good. I ain't see so much blue in my whole entire life. That stadium seat was blue. Everything was
Yes,
blue.
everything.
I have to give shout out to the Panther IT. The way they did the Panthers, you know, came out on the field and kind of growled at our player. I thought that was kind of neat, but they didn't do enough growling. That's what I say. But the atmosphere
Look, they ain't
was
have
real
no
nice.
reason to be growling. We shut them down. That's what happened. We shut them down. Sit on down. Sit on down,
Shout out
Panthers.
to the Rise Up Tour because that's how I got to the game by the bus. The Rise Up Tour. I met at the Atlanta station where we parked and caught the bus, went all the way to Charlotte. Even had a tailgate at the area where we at. So that was really nice. And so the stadium was just probably a few blocks away, you know. But like I said, it didn't rain and I didn't get wet. So I was super happy and we got the win. So that's all what counts.
Yeah, and then the fan base, like as far as cheering the team on and shutting up them cats, it was good
Oh
because I
yeah.
definitely was. I don't know if Pam heard me in my section, but I shut a lot of people up, and so I was starting some chants and everything. But it was a really good
Yeah.
experience. So it
Yeah.
was fun because they were getting a little excited. When it was a back to back type of thing, but once we started finally getting that momentum, it was very quiet. And I definitely enjoyed. I don't know if Pam heard me when they started leaving because I was standing up telling them bye. See you later. I was gonna start singing, but I didn't take it that far. But I wish I would have recorded myself doing everything. But Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
Oh
they
no, we
got
would have
up
been singing if
and
I
just
would have been there. If I was there, we would have been holding signs. Because when I went to that Panthers game, with a
Mhm.
couple of Falcons fans a couple of years back, man,
Mhm.
we was na 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 na, hey, and it's our little section congregated there together. We
Mhm.
was in there having us a good old time, and they was looking like, and we
Well,
won that
see,
game. So, but that was
yeah,
cold. That was a
the
cold game, though. I had
and
hoodies
they
on and
switched one thing. They switched the sides because the side that I
that
thought the Falcon was going to be on, Carolina's was on their side, and
yeah. So
so
Lord.
the
we didn't
tunnels.
Because of that
so we
sun.
didn't get a chance to see Kurt doing his sway to the fan. So he
Oh
did a
no,
little sway while he went out.
what she's saying is the visitor side. We sat on the correct side, but they came out on the
Mhm.
opposite tunnel. So we didn't get to see
Mhm.
our
Oh,
players go in and out the
Yeah,
tunnel. Yeah, they crossed over,
Oh,
which was weird.
it
But
switched
yeah.
it up on us.
Yeah, because I wish the team would have came over to the visitor side after the
Hmm.
game was on because everyone was on that side. But they went on the
Yeah,
opposite side of the field.
maybe they was a little sensitive, and then want y'all to be celebrating and seeing your players
What?
and Mr. Sweat surf. And then somebody been teaching that man in the locker room. He getting a little better. He's still surfing,
he did good.
USA
Like
like
it's
a beach
fine.
boy, but he getting it, y'all. He getting it. He figuring it out. Hello, ladies. Mucho, how you doing? So
hey,
I'm glad
Mucho.
y'all enjoyed the
Yeah,
atmosphere. I love the Rise Up tours. Shout out to them. I definitely want to get on one of them trips when the money is
hmm,
right. Right now
yeah,
I'm taking care of babies and everything else, y'all. So,
it's completely
you know,
understandable.
we're gonna
Yeah.
get it together though. We're gonna get it together
Oh
as
yeah,
long as the Falcons keep winning. That's all that matters. Win football
exactly.
games.
Yep.
That
It
part.
felt good to
Mhm.
hear ATL Ho at the final two. Warning, y'all was in there
I know,
doing it.
right? That shit was excellent to hear on the TV screen. Of course, I was watching the game
Yes.
with my dad. So
Uh-huh.
I'm about to say my granddad was giving me a call. He was like, calm down, because I get a little anxiety when I don't know if we're gonna have the
Yeah.
cardiac burst or who we gonna have when we show up. But
Yes.
it was a great
Yes.
game to watch. The defense had me a little full pause at the first beginning of the game. I was
Yeah.
like, please don't let this be one of them games where we supposed to win and somehow, some way we slip through the cracks. But they actually
Mhm.
put some cement in the cracks this time, so we didn't
Mhm.
give away the game this time. So I was happy.
Exactly.
We had it was a good game to watch. Everything else like that, I gotta make it out to a tailgate. I gotta make it out to a game. But I definitely be jealous of Miss Pam. I be looking at my profile when she posts. I'm like,
Well, come on to a watch party. That is
yeah, I
absolutely
definitely
free,
gotta come to the
honey.
watch party.
Yes.
But I mean, like you said, with the baby and everything else be going
Yeah.
on, it be like, whew. But it was an excellent game to watch.
It,
But we
it'll happen
definitely
to
got a
you
great.
one day.
It
Look,
definitely
one of
will.
these days I'm gonna make it a
Mhm.
family friendly affair where everybody can just bring their kids and children, and we can just watch the game together.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
There you
serve
go.
some hot chocolate and do some cute stuff. That way families can get together and do. And I want to mention
Exactly.
something later on down the line. I just came up with a whole idea about something
All
because I was
right.
on Mike and them show Monday and talking about some AFN karaoke soon.
Mhm.
Just letting you know. So
Oh yeah.
keeping y'all posted on that. I'm thinking y'all let me know
Okay.
how y'all feel. I'll bring it back up at the later date. But
Mhm.
Miss Bree, your recap. How you feeling?
Starting out, I feel like with us playing Thursday, we had such a long quote unquote break. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like that aspect because it took us a long time to get started, especially when we first had the ball and it was like three and out like that. I'm like, what in the world? And
Yeah.
so I don't understand why it takes both sides of the ball to get into that rhythm. But that's kind of concerning to me, especially these games coming off, the bye week. We got to get into momentum early.
Yes.
Mhm.
My per se, I wish we would have thrown the ball more versus ran the ball, but I kind of see that that's what Kurt likes to do more, being that he was given the choice from Zach. But I
Mhm.
like when we pass the ball more. That just gives me that feeling, like you all brought up
Mhm.
earlier, of that 2016. team. And I liked it when we played last week, Thursday, when we threw the ball more and you didn't know who was going to get the ball. I
Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
that aspect when we spread the
Mhm.
ball around. But that run game, I did enjoy, especially with Tyler getting more touches than he's normally got. So I did enjoy that because it wasn't necessarily like a
Yes.
Bijan show. And Bijan did even better. But
Mm-hmm.
that Jake Matthews is going to have to do better because every time Bijan gets that ball and runs to the left, it's always a holding call.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my God. And
Yes.
I'm sweating it be
Yes.
the same name.
Same
Matthews.
name.
Yeah.
Matthews. Yeah.
Uh, I agree. I agree. And
Mm-hmm.
what you got on that, Christy?
Hello, everyone. I'm so ready
Hello.
for a win.
Hey.
I don't know what to say. I'm almost like everybody else. That first half, teams are beginning. I guess we're getting into a rhythm, but also creating a pattern where they're going to be prepared for us, especially the Bucks. After this Seattle
Mm-hmm.
game, we got the Bucks. They actually their defensive plays. They have about 6 different ones, and if we don't show up the same way, we're it's gonna be an increased chance we're gonna lose that game, and it's just 2 weeks away. They're gonna
Mm-hmm.
prepare for this game because how serious it is and how close they are for taking this position is very close. So I think even though we're preparing for this Seattle game, I think more importantly, I think our coaching staff will be looking at that game ahead. I'm happy for the win. And again, I thought part of my rant would be to talk a little bit about Lorenzo Carter, but after I think it was either the originators or the regulators. Look, I can't keep up with all the AFN crew. But after
I know.
they start explaining, what I like about them is that once they start explaining, this is another way of looking at this. This is another way of looking at this particular player and how they're in this particular play. Then I felt more relaxed about, oh, okay. And then when you go back and you look and review, I like to go back and watch the games and watch different plays. And so when you go back and look, then you have a better idea of like where Carter sits in the backfield. But one thing that I noticed today that I'll probably talk about later, but one thing I noticed today is the movement that the team is making between the IR and the
Yes.
practice squad. If you look the
Mm-hmm.
last 2 days, they are making some moves, and I think there is real strategic into why they're being quiet about the trades and why I think that it's later. So it gets into the operations of it, but I think they're being real strategic on how quiet they're being about that. It all depends upon we got a lot of weapons, and so how to best utilize them moving forward, because this first quarter is over. There are 18 games. This is game 6. It's game 6 completed the first quarter, and so going into this next quarter, we're playing a lot of NFC teams, and I think it's going to make the determination of how they move forward through the rest of the season. So I love the win because I have to watch the game by myself because I'm the only Falcon fan I know. And a lot of places I show up in public, I'm a complete fool. So I had to pay the price to make sure I got what I need in my house, because if I want to throw something, I want to cuss, I want to say something, I'm going to do all that.
Oh yeah.
You a dirty bird, Sorrow G. It's
I
okay.
am a dirty bird.
Yes.
That right. That right. Where you hiding? Where you hiding, ladies? I'm back. I need to tune in every Tuesday. Look, I'm glad you said that. Hit that alert bell on this one right
Yes.
now. If you haven't
Yes.
subscribed, do it right
Yes.
now. That way you can get the notifications when we are live. We're Tuesday every week. If we're not, we will announce it. But look, it's football season, so we're here every week. Even if we ain't got much to talk about, even if we crying or cheering, we're gonna be here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you can't watch it live, go back and watch it back. We love feedback. I've been seeing some of the comments, but we need a little bit more people. We want to know how you feel about this show. What more would you want us to talk about? And things like that. This is how we're going to improve and give you what you need. Scotty Robinson said Lorenzo Carter needs to be released. He can't stop the run and get to the quarterback. Derek Hughes, I see the moves they're silently making as well. Very good point. Something's going on. And I'm glad you brought that up, Christy, because I did say that. They did this last year as well, where they held on to the practice squad. You know, they released them, but then signed them back. They're being very strategic and very careful because there's a couple of diamonds in the rough in that practice squad that's going to be still familiar with this team. Instead of, you know, of course, we're going to make some small, decent, inexpensive moves to fill in. I'm sure we're going to make a couple of little changes here, but you got teammates that's already familiar with this game that can kind of just jump in and fill in. Look what happened to the last game. One went down, the other one scored the touchdown to win.
Correct.
So
Exactly.
we need that bench to be coming off and just getting right in action where you're catching on right to what's going on, and it's a good transition here. So I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to see that the Falcons are being very smart with the decisions they're making. It might be some questionable things, but as you see it come together, you know, the team is starting to get the feel of what's happening each week. You're seeing our quarterback is starting to get a little comfortable. He over there surfing, and you know that is a good feeling. They are now celebrating like it's a Super Bowl. That's the energy you want, because it's like we need to continue to have these type of games. Now, like everybody else said, that slow start has to change though, because these teams going to get the feel of that. It's like, oh yeah, knock them out real quick. And then it's going to lead it to that last four, you know, and we just can't say we are the comeback kids every fourth quarter. We can't continue to, you know, push on longer this if we want to get to the playoffs and actually be competitive. We got to do our jobs at all four quarters of the game, where it's not even an opportunity. It doesn't require Young Way to kick it. You know what I'm saying? We'll need to be in those type of positions where we're depending on that. And that's the bottom line. So we got to get this defense healthier. We got Lamb back though, you know, and some people are starting to kind of inch towards coming back. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. 3 scores, actually. Falcons been fortunate in injury front. Hopefully no trade will be needed to fill on the injury hole. Sup, ladies, smooth, C78. You know, so let's go ahead. I know y'all love the Saints. I know y'all also love we help y'all start the stinky. Go on somewhere. Go on somewhere. I don't even want to hear it. You in here talking mess. But let's go ahead and get into a couple of points I wanted to bring out. You know, let's talk about it. Things that you feel like the Falcons really did. I already kind of mentioned it a little bit, but what are your points on what do we, you know, right now we're looking pretty good. Like you said, Cam, we are number 2 in the conference right now.
Number 2 in the conference, yes.
Cool.
So
Minnesota's
in order to
undefeated at number 1.
Gotcha. So in order for us to continue that streak, get past that 7 wins that we always get, and then that's it. We got to continue winning ball games here. We got to continue. We just can't just worry about just the division. We want to, you know, we just want to go all the way as best as we can. So what do y'all feel is the thing that we need to improve on?
Of course, you know, the number one thing we are going to say, Falcons fans across the line, pass rushing. I can see where the pressure is getting there, but it's never like getting to there. It's always Judon is right there, or Aimada, and you have Greg Jerry. It's like they're just there a hair, but they can never get it fully in. Definitely need to work on that. I agree with the slow start situation, but that's kind of better than what we had before, that we start off fast and we gas out and we end up.
Then we gas out the end. So building that momentum.
Momentum is being able to make sure we do on all phases. The penalties, the stupid penalties. It has to be addressed. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as blatant this week, but it's still an issue. And overrunning your man when it comes to tackling to give them extra yardage after being touched. I will need for them. I don't know what it is, because I know they be so excited and they be like AJ Terrell. I'm happy that you got your interception this week. I really am. But I don't know what it is about AJ. It's like he comes at this weird angle. Now, when he's there, it hits and it's connect. He's a dog with it, but it's just like the weird angles he takes, and it's like he's trying to wrap around and he just whoop, and go off into space. And it's just like they need to work on that. They need to work on that really, really bad. But I ain't gonna take all the points because I know all of us got to talk.
Yep, and then we're gonna get into AJ. We got a little key point for him too, so we're gonna really get deep into it. And look, my background. My son got a toy. Somebody riding around in the neighborhood.
You
so
good? We mommies. We all know. They didn't realize that by now.
Yeah,
we can't help that. We are mamas.
Oh yeah.
But who's next? Who want to go in on? What can we improve?
Hold on.
You got something else?
Lying. You're lying.
What happened?
Y'all see that in the chat? They said, is that a lie? They said we just not ready.
Wait a minute.
Huh? What?
Look at the chat.
Oh my God. Really?
Do we?
Hold on, I'm looking at it now.
Ready.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it
ready.
Up. Fact check. Fact check.
Oh,
go to Adam Schaffner. Adam Schaffner normally posts.
Him.
Ooh, for what?
Hold on. Wait. Did we really sign him? Stop playing, y'all. Please stop playing.
Hold on.
Man, see.
I'm gonna go to Google because he had
you got anything on that?
I should kick you off that live for that. He capping.
How about to say he did? I didn't see that because I normally get notifications.
No, we're gonna fact check over here. We're gonna fact check. Don't do that.
I was gonna get Mad Mike to look it up. Usually Mad Mike.
Man, I was hoping. I was like, shoot, breaking news on our show.
He didn't say nothing. Yeah.
Because Mike will interrupt. He will come on the show and interrupt. Yeah. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Well, go ahead. Let's keep the flow going.
I'm sorry, y'all, because I've been in situations where they've dropped news and I'll be like, oh, what the heck is going on? Yeah. So yeah, don't do that no more. Before I put you on ruffle my feathers.
That deserves one.
Yeah, put him on there.
Yeah. I can go next. That run defense, they need to work on that. That's been a problem game one through now. They need to seriously work on that. The run game, the defensive run game. They need to work on that. That's my biggest pet peeve right now. They're not stopping the run.
They're opening up holes in the middle for them to go straight down the middle too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Especially with New Orleans. They did it a few times with Carolina, but New Orleans, that's why Kamara had so many games because he was running straight up the middle and opened that big hole.
Mm-hmm. But kudos to the offense line. They definitely Bijan and Algier that's their game, 200-yard in rushing. I could say
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it. I got a couple of key points. We're gonna get deep into some things that happened. And shout out to them. I want to get this comment before we get to the next person that want to give their what we can do better. But Derek Hughes, appreciate the shout out. Hey, you ladies are good. I love the content. You ladies actually know what you're talking about. Y'all have good questions and points of views. I like the whole AFN platform. I'm glad you are here, tuning in, and you're here every week now. But we love returning people. That means we're doing a good job. And look, I know my ladies, I purposely pick. And then of course, Miss Pam also got an eye. And it's more of us here. Yeah. It's just everybody's mamas and things that's going on in life. So you're going to get a different person every now and then, but I appreciate it. So if you know any more ladies that are knowledgeable, please have them come on and join us. I'm really honestly, my goal is to build a huge just group of ladies football commentators. And I want them to branch off and do their thing. They become a brand, they do their own channels, just branch off and do a lot more things so we can have a lot more ladies out there giving sports facts and stats and things like that. So on that. We appreciate that. Who wants to continue going on about what we can do better?
Oh, me. That first half, if we can utilize our time better, the utilization of time better, and also again giving up so many yards. It's still ridiculous, and it's very predictive. Somebody is going to monopolize on that time in the first half of getting ahead enough just to stay ahead, and sooner or later, they're looking at least the last 3 to 4 games. It's becoming to be more predictable in how we're utilizing the first half and the second half. And I think even with that last game, you sort of saw even the Panthers picked up on certain things and how they came out in that first half. And that's something we could have prevented early with them scoring. So again, they're gaining too many yards and they're scoring when we could have prevented that.
What was that defensive play? I think that was either third or fourth quarter, but it was a couple of defensive players this way, another player, but that middle wasn't being, protected.
Yeah,
and I forgot, you know what play I'm talking about? Yeah. What in the world? I was like, what's going on? Yeah, when I saw that replay, I was hot.
Why they wide open?
Wide open.
And then Andy Dalton, they had him in a sack and he ran for some yards. I was like, what the crap? I mean, they got to work on that.
I think one thing we need to improve on, this is my opinion, once again, I think they want to be a run-heavy offense. I think they want to do that, and I think in situations they force running the ball when it's not effective, when we could just throw the ball, sling it downfield, just like when Kyle, I don't remember how many yards that play was. I just don't understand what works for us, we don't use what's best for us. I know they want to try to tire out the defense with the run game, but sometimes the run game doesn't always work. So I just don't understand why we can't always rely on the pass game when it works better for us. I feel like if we would have passed the ball more, we would have been more effective in scoring quicker than we would, and I understand the concept of running the ball to gain yards also for clock, but still.
Well, I want to add to it. I think right now we're still just trying to figure out what works best for us. Because at first it was like, run the ball. Why aren't you running the ball? Now we're implementing that too a little bit more in this game. So I think hopefully we can get a good balance of what works best against those opponents. So I'm thinking we're still trying to figure that out, what works best, because of course you saw one of the games where we was throwing the ball. Some players wasn't quite ready and missing, passes and things like that. So I think they still are trying to get comfortable with one another and Kirk Cousins and, what he's bringing. It's all about that leader. It's about that center. However he's feeling, however he's throwing, however it affects everybody's game. So as well as how we're protecting our quarterback and, when he's under pressure and how he has enough time to do what he needs to do. So I get you. So it's like we're probably going to see a little bit of this and a little bit of that as we're moving forward. That way we are by mid-season and we're getting close to that. Now we're figuring it out, like this works for this player, this offense run this way, so our defense need to be that, our offense is this, so let's stop the defense, you get what I'm saying. So we're still trying to figure it out, especially with our practice squad injuries and things like that and these penalties. And go ahead.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. We're in such of a good position with the standing. We don't have time to be trying to figure out when we know what is working.
True.
That's true.
Especially when you have the South on the line and you do what works. Just like that first possession, the very first play, Bijan had the ball. Why didn't you give the ball to somebody else? Like everybody know Bijan's gonna get the ball starting out.
But change it up a little bit. Play calling too.
Yeah, but change it up a little bit. Don't
Right.
do what is obvious. That's that. I guess that's
He's
my
a new
whole.
coordinator, so I could say he a new coordinator. Maybe as he get into the position, he'll probably learn how
Correct.
to mix it up or
Well, I
something
need
like
Kurt to
that.
send him some voice memos on that because I don't like the predictable stuff.
Yeah, and that's good. He asked Kurt what he liked the most, and he said, "Run the darn ball." He said that to him.
You go.
Yeah, he
But
did say it.
Bijan is only running in one direction. That's up the middle. It's the
Up the
same
middle
thing.
or
Yeah.
to the left.
It was the same
The
thing with
left.
Devontae Freeman, and it was the same two runs that got them injured. And I could see Bijan is going to end up getting him injured because each team is prepping based upon what they see on film, and that's
And
what
that's my
that's
concern.
exactly what
Yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
playing the last 3 games. We're beginning to become predictable, and so you should
Yeah.
have a variety of different runs, like
And that's
I
what I
agree.
mean.
yeah,
Just
like
kind of
I
how the
agree.
switching
Bucks
up and
have their
spreading it out a little bit better.
the
Because if
Mhm.
you
the
notice,
Bucks defense have 6 different plays that when they see the offense, when they see your offense change, they change
Mhm.
based upon how,
Mhm.
and they're depending on those 6 different plays based upon how they vary them based upon how. If your offense line up a certain way, they switch the same way so that they can.
Mhm.
And again, we're gonna see that when we play them next week. And I just think
Mhm.
he doesn't need to settle in. Oh, this worked this week, so we're gonna take it the next week. Well, that's what got us
Yeah.
to 7-game wins last season and the season before that.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
became
Mhm.
predictable, and people watch tapes.
figured,
If we're
yeah,
watching tapes, they're watching tapes.
you would
Mhm.
think. Because you
I
And
know,
one thing about it,
predictable.
the referee is not your friend at all.
No.
So don't expect any help from that referee. The referee do not like Atlanta for some odd reason.
Not
You
at
know,
Yeah,
that
because
all.
fumble
there was
by
some calls.
Ray McLeod, that was not a fumble. He was down
No,
by
it really
contact, but
wasn't. That was no
they
fumble.
ended up giving
That's
it to
actually
them. And
I was
the
Mhm.
Canales ended up challenging, and he won the challenge. Mighty
And no, but
strange.
I fought the offense on that because you knew they were gonna challenge it. Why didn't you go ahead and run the
Exactly.
play?
Go ahead and
That
hike
was
the
stupid.
ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
you should. I don't know
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead
heard
and
me
hike the
because
ball
I
before
was
they
up out
challenge
my
it.
seat. I was yelling, going crazy. I'm like, run the ball. Come on, wait.
He threw
You
the
don't
red
know me when
flag
it.
before they even set up.
I mean, he was just sitting there. You sat there and waited to give them the
Mhm.
opportunity to throw the flag.
To
People
throw
looking
that
at me
flag.
like I'm crazy. I'm like, that was stupid. You knew
That
that was
was
a
stupid.
situation where we're gonna lose it. Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
would
What about
say
Jerome's comment, real quick? I'm sorry
Okay.
about that, Whit, but and you can add to what you want to say. But Clark Phillips, we need you to be petty against the division score. That because there was a lot of conversations about that, a lot of mixed
But you
feelings
know
about it
what?
because they were saying they didn't
That was
want
a
those
smart
players to get
play on
hurt.
his part.
it was a
Mm-hmm.
smart play.
Yeah.
And
That
Mm-hmm.
was a
I
smart
think what
play because the defense been out on that field, and you want your offense on that field to run that
To
clock
end it.
down. You do not want your defense on that field. So for him not to score, that was a selfish play of him, and I agree with
Commend
what he
him.
did.
Yeah.
He
And he
saved the
said he was
defense from going out
instructed.
on the field.
Right. And he said that he was instructed to do that. And
Yeah,
Mucho, we did have an injury. That was Justin Simmons, who
Yeah,
may
we're
be
gonna get
back
yeah,
into
this
that
week.
too.
But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that was a good shout out. Is that this was the first game where we had minimal injuries during this
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
I agree with that. And then my biggest thing is that like Auntie Pam said that this is a first time coordinator. He's working out the kinks of everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
You finally have a comfortable Kirk Cousins with his
Mm-hmm.
Achilles enough to where he's actually bending his knees and doing
Mm-hmm.
I would say he doing a swat serve because he ain't got the swag just
Yeah,
yet.
I told you he doing the Beach Boy serve,
Yeah,
serving
he
you
Swat.
with.
he went from doing the hip hop
Swat.
parade last week to now he doing the SWAT serve. But
Yeah.
he should have just stopped instead of walking because with him walking and planting and trying to do it, I'm like, your Achilles dude, stop killing you. But other than that, I'm like, he's trying to figure out what way works. And we all know the reason why they're trying to do that was starting with the run to test what their line could possibly do to open up for the passing game.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that the running game was really, really nice to where both of our running backs, again, are unfortunately due to Kurt taking a knee in the red zone, that's going to be held against us since stats. Then a couple of the yardage was taken off, but they was over 200. They was over 200 rushing yards between Bijan and Tyler. This is something that we wanted to see with Thunder and Lightning, and we're finally seeing it. I wish they both would have got over 100 yards, which they technically did, but again, some things were taken away. But it is what it is. They both had a good game. Tyler was running like a madman. That mic'd up was hilarious.
That's a bulldozer.
He is.
That's what I call him.
Y'all already know it opened up talks of, oh, Tyler should be the first person. He should be RB1. He should be RB1. We're seeing a Warrick Dunn, Michael Turner situation again. It is what it is. We're seeing Thunder and Lightning. We all know they have to learn how to work what's the best situations for each running back. We all know that, but Tyler is that rough and rumble. He gonna run through as soon as he get that locomotive starting. It's hard to stop him. Bijan is the speed. Bijan is elusive. Soon as Bijan gets space, he gone. Really, he just have.
Long as they free up that.
I'm waiting for him to break. I'm waiting for him to break out for a touchdown. I'm waiting.
Speaking of, let's go ahead and get some of these stats in here. And then Madness, I see you hating your hating self over here.
That's why he on that. He's part of the rant.
He said Bijan Robinson is third in the NFL in yards after catch through 5 weeks, and then going into Bijan 15 attempts, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Algier 18 attempts, 105 yards, and 1 touchdown. Let's talk about it. A little bit more detailed. We've been wanting to see that. So how do y'all feel about that? I know you were just talking about that, Whit. You want to continue?
Yeah, they just have to work better on how to make sure that they both get fed the ball, that they're getting different looks. I do agree it's going to become redundant, and they're going to start trying to plug in that line. Everybody is not going to be the Carolina Panthers. So Zach Robinson going to have to get in his bag, because now we're approaching the middle of the season. He's going to have to start mixing it up. He's going to have to start figuring it away. But how things have been going the last few weeks, I believe he is. He's going to start, once he gets his good footing as a coordinator, I believe he's going to do well. But it was great to see the unselfishness between the two. Tyler Algiers mic'd up. You could see the camaraderie
We got you.
Both of them. And how much they really support each other. And you could tell that they actually, on and off the field, that they support each other regardless of what us fans saying. So it's great to see that running back head duo. It's just we want to see that more on the field, plus making sure everybody else get fed.
Yeah, making sure Jake Matthews don't be holding when Bijan.
Hey, let us pray. Don't let me put you on a patty.
We don't need no ruffling feathers. We don't need ruffling of some feathers here.
You said what?
Ruffling of some feathers. Jerome said, shout out to Mr. Angry Run. Absolutely. Absolutely. What you said, Miss Pam, he won?
No, I just said there's no jealousy in that group.
Gotcha.
They all support each other. That's basically what I said.
No, you said he got some type of angry something. It was something you said he got.
You said angry bird.
He got that scepter from the Good Morning America, Good Morning Football. It's some kind of it's a show that Cal do every, I guess, Tuesday morning. Awarded the angry runner for the week. And David Montgomery been winning it back to back. And so he finally gave it to Tyler Algier when he had a video where Tyler was carrying about 5 or 6 Panther players along with him.
That was a good play.
And then the offensive line kind of helped him going over it, So that was cool. That was nice to watch that.
Right.
I'm gonna see what Wallace Smith said. He said, I think that we're getting hurt in the run game because we keep keeping both safeties deep instead of bringing one of them closer to the line to help out stopping them. It was Asia, I want to say, was talking about that at the watch party.
Yes.
She said, why are they way back there? You know,
Right.
it was Asia that was talking about that. I wish she was here to intervene in that one, but maybe I can remind her next week. But she was hot.
Yeah.
You says Derek Hughes said yes, the run has most definitely be defended better moving forward. I hope for a week of minor inconveniences for Lorenzo for missing that sack. That was awful. Led to a touchdown.
That was bad. Ooh, that was bad. That was bad.
So when you mean when Zoe had Dolphin sack and his did go away and picked up 18 yards, laugh out loud. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank you, Matt.
Overrunning.
But is Lorenzo
overrunning the tackle?
Is Lorenzo the only person in the backfield?
No.
Does he have
He just the one who was closer that should have got it.
Who was closer to him. He should have had the sack and he got out of it. I was like, man.
Yeah, and that's part of my rant. People talked about Kyle Pitts stop running, but they didn't talk about Carter the last 2 weeks doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
Let's go ahead and get into some more key points, though. And I'm loving everybody's what we need to do better. I'm going to continue to highlight that. But let's get into, we talked about Algier and Bijan. Let's talk about this one.
Yeah.
Finally.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Please.
He I guess he missed an interception in that game, y'all. He had it and he dropped it. I was like, is he gonna ever get an interception? And then finally, close to the second half of the game, I think that's when he got that interception.
Finally.
So finally.
Go ahead, people. I know I know we've been talking about this when Miss Wick. I know you got some commentary on that. How do you feel about him finally getting it? I know you're very colorful about the conversation.
Yeah, he's been close a couple of times, but like you said, when it hits your hands, you're supposed to bring it in. But it's supposed to catch it. You're supposed to catch it, but if you actually watch his after the game interview, he was talking about the frustration he was having and different things like that of him trying to like wanting to get the interceptions. And he said he actually was actually behind on that play and he actually caught up to get his interception. I said he got to start getting the momentum on that because I mean every tackle you make ain't gonna be up uptight you trucking somebody, and we tired of seeing you get burnt like toast. I can't say it's every other play because it's just the times they do throw to his side because Hughes, I don't know what the hell was going on the other side though, but yeah, I'm happy.
He's been making some tackles now. He's been making good tackles.
Say it again.
Hughes been actually making some tackles on his side,
tackles, but I think, but we all know that other side is a weak point, quote unquote, to other teams. But some of them plays of them getting through and other things that happen shouldn't be happening though.
But is it because they're so spaced out?
I think spacing has something. I think spacing and also sometimes that is just that. I think sometimes they be missing assignments because you could tell sometimes when it be blown coverage, you'll watch the replays and you're like, damn, what made you cut that way, bro? So it's those moments. But the one touchdown to, I forgot who that was in that corner, there was nothing that could be done on that. Dude was taller than him and he tried to go up the ladder and he ran out.
You know what? That was Clark Phillips. Now Clark Phillips was not in a good position. Now, if he was in a good position and jumped up, he would have knocked that ball out. But you're right. The court, that was good job. Andy Dalton threw it high enough for Leggett to
that was something that
I have to say that. So I couldn't blame him. He didn't set himself up to kind of jump and blocked it. That's difference for being not too tall.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot of comments in here. I'm just scrolling through.
Trying to get you are.
If AJ's first interceptions since Stranger Things 4 was still Madness said AJ isn't a ball hawk. He reminds me of a typical cover 3 corner, technically sound, but won't get picks like that. Okay, it's that to zone that we play. When we switched to more of a man coverage, our defense got better. We almost went 3 presidents between AJ. He is a technician like True Fun.
I had to come back on camera for that one.
Like True Fun. Oh, he had to come back on.
AJ needed the interception because Deontay Johnson was beating AJ on routes. Or none I can't think of who was scored rushing touchdown, maybe. Okay. Yeet in the home. Blackberry, what's going on? Blackberry. I think we know. I said thank. I'm all country. I think we know that AJ does not gun for the ball. It's a characteristic I'm willing to live with if he locks down his area. Okay, go ahead, home team. When AJ missed interception, miss Auntie Pam. I think he's just making a statement there. Yeah, because remember, John, we had Robert Alfred. Shake my head. Okay, and shut up, Blackberry. Madness said, you are such a hater. You a hater. You are a hater. So anybody else got any more thoughts on AJ? We can go ahead and move on to the next. I mean, it's obvious. At this point, it's like, thank you.
Thank you.
Can we get a couple of more of those and just stay healthy, please?
Yes.
Please. And when the ball gets to you, catch it. Please. So, okay, since we ain't got really nothing else on that part, let's get into Nyght Lamon returned from injured reserve in week 6 and finished Sunday's game as the team's highest graded player, according to Pro Football Focus. Of course, the team suffered 2 notable injuries with safeties. Justin Simmons, hamstring, no concerns about him. And Abernathy, his knee is out significantly. And of course, we'll continue to monitor linebacker Troy Anderson's status. So Nyght Lamon, coming back and still doing his thing, feeling good. How do y'all feel that part of that, that's coming back and getting a little bit of help? And I think we just signed someone. I had to go back and look, but we're okay. So how do y'all feel about that?
International team or something? They signed. They dropped one international player and signed another one.
Yeah, that's Junior Ayo. He's a defensive tackle. They signed him to the practice squad. Yeah, okay. They're playing around with that. They're playing
around. You're right, Chrissy.
With the practice squad, and they're actually they moved Hennessy back and King back, and then they dropped like Auntie Pam said, they dropped one, then added Junior Ayo, who is I think a defensive tackle. So, and then they moved Troy Anderson to questionable instead of. So I think by the Bucks game that Troy.
That's what I'm thinking. He'll be back around the Bucks game.
Yeah,
that'd be good to have him in.
That'd be good because I think they want Caden Ellis more of a rush, and Layman in the middle, So
there's another highlight right here. Cornerback Clark Phillips had the best game of his short career, while linebacker Nyght Lamon was dominant in his return. Of course, got to keep talking about that. But yeah. So like you said, probably by that Bucks game, we'll probably be seeing a little bit more better protection on defense and everything. A little bit more help. Hopefully we do kind of play around a little bit in this trade situation. We get some good situations going on, and so.
And I have to say this, they missed Braylon Trice. That was your pass rusher. If he had not got hurt in the Miami game in preseason, he would have been your pass rusher. The rookie that's from out of Washington State. So that's who they really missing off of that.
Okay.
It
You
says
know.
good to see you back on the field to help out against stopping the run. Hey ladies, how you doing? JB1 just got in the stream. Appreciate you. You know, hey, we still going. We
Appreciate
still
you.
going.
Yeah,
Um
appreciate you.
Jerome said AJ has only given up 300-yard games when solely in man coverage in his 62 game career. That says a lot. You know, because he's still he's still a good asset. You know, we just kind of want to see a little
Yeah.
bit more interceptions, but
Yeah.
hey,
Hey.
as long as he's still having solid games elsewhere,
Yeah,
you know,
it's good.
we'll give him that. We'll give him that. We'll give him a little
That
slack.
opens a question for me. Do you think that we become so used to things becoming so dynamic with the whole mobile quarterback and having ball hawks and different things like that, that we're overlooking the traditional player? Like with the commenter mentioned about he's just a regular like 3 corner, and
Mhm.
then you have Kirk Cole, that is a traditional like in the pocket non-mobile quarterback who know how to put it on the dot, but he's not about to run. Have we become so used to those kind of like razzle dazzle ding 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 type of plays that we're kind of like
Yeah,
diminishing what they
I
are
Yeah.
think
doing?
so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. It's like they're overlooking the other parts of AJ or certain players that are
Or
doing.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Because of course we got to look at it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We really are still working on having. They want to see explosiveness. You know, our Falcons fans want to see these. Oh my God, yes! You know, where he catching it
The
with one
Mike Vick
hand, and
experience.
the
Yeah.
Mike Vick experience, the Julio Jones experience. You know, things like that. So we want to
Mm-hmm.
see that
Michael
type of.
Vick.
But you also got to be careful about those type of plays because
Right.
Mm-hmm.
it can get them injured. You know, when
Yeah.
they're overexerting themselves. So just being safe. You know, making sure because we got a long stretch of football to play at the same time. So as long as you're doing what you need to do to stop
Mm-hmm.
the run or whatever you need to do, please contribute as best as you can. And that's why every player is versatile that way. Okay, well, hey, AJ is not picking up slack. We got somebody, it's going to get better, y'all. I feel it will. And what Matt just said, how bad got to be to sign someone to stop the run who don't speak English. Lord help me.
I got one shout out, Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Harris. He had the block punt in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came through there and blocked that punt.
Right.
So that was a big game. That was a turnaround for us to score, on that turnover right there.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to him.
Kudos. Rook has been doing his thing. Oh,
Yep.
that's a name I haven't,
Overrule. Yep. Overrule. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It says they signed Hennessy to the active roster and signed another offensive lineman, Coy Cronk, and I'm not even Cronk. I ain't even going to that name there to the practice squad today. So I'm guessing when Troy comes back, there will be no more special teams for him and let him focus on defense because he got injured on special teams. And that's what I'm saying. So, versatile players will, if it might not be working out in that situation where he was getting injured and everything else, they can be moving him in other positions. But Wallace, do you think he can possibly? Okay. So we're going to get into, let's see here. We got a couple of things here. I don't know. Are you ready for your rant, Miss Christie, or you kind of not feeling it right now? How you feel? We getting us a rant?
I feel a little rantish. A little ranty.
Okay.
Shout out to Miss
You
Donna.
you
Thank you
old.
for coming. There go Miss Donna. Thank you for coming through, Miss Donna. Cause I would love. I'm like Miss Maggie. I would love to see more ladies come together where we can have an NFC South show with ladies from different teams. So I could see her vision real fast on finding ladies and inviting people over so that they'll be able to join in on some of the fun and activities that we also as women have a voice. But I only have 2 rants because after I started doing the research, shout out to the AFNs, the originators and the regulators, because when they break things down, I can be upset as a fan from the fan side of it, but
then listen
coming
to
from
him.
people with experience that have been not only watching the game but have played the game or coached the game at some point, like Coach Unchained. And
yes,
the technician is always funny. I wouldn't want to do dozens with him.
Lord
But
have
shout out
mercy.
to them. A special shout out to them for they'll say something crazy, but then they'll go a little bit deeper into not only the stats but the play and the focus of those positions and how they're being played. And so that's my learning factor, and that's probably what's most of attractive and different about AFN is that they always talk about, well, in this particular role, these are the things they have to do. And that's why I'm always going off on my biggest rant. Stay off of Kyle Pitts. This man is a freaking tight end. He is a freaking
there you
tight
go.
end.
Not a wide receiver.
He has
Not a
two
wide
other
receiver.
roles he is supposed to
Wentz
block.
said that, I think, last week, wasn't it?
I know, but they
He's not a wide
Yeah, I
receiver.
did.
they still get into a lot of the conversations like we need to trade him. We need to trade him. And why we need to trade him? He's doing his damn job. Just stay off of Kyle Pitts. Shout out to our opponents. I go on different pages. I usually listen. I always click like and subscribe. But the thing is, if you're tending to show more of our press conferences, show more of our interviews from our players, then you're a fan. You're not an opponent. You're actually an undercover fan. And so we like and appreciate it, especially the
Mr. Unk. Unk is a huge fan because he showed had the whole.
Unk is a
He had
fan.
Kirk Cousins' whole interview playing on his show.
All week.
His show, yeah.
All week. Unk is a fan. He's a Falcon. He's an undercover Falcon. He said he's coming to that last game. He's coming. I mean, that's all he talked about. So he's a fan. And so shout out to Unk. Shout out to Miss Donna for helping keep Unk straight. But but never our opponents. Stop thinking that the Atlanta Falcons fans are not supposed to root for our own damn team. That gets on my nerves. Because y'all root for y'all team when they losing.
They be bitter though, and they be the happiest, go luckiest people. If they want to beat the Falcons, it would have been all party in the city and all that kind of stuff. Please.
But then say, why y'all so hyped up about your team? Why the hell not? This is our team.
Especially when I paid all that money.
They better. They feel themselves. Don't you post too if you winning back-to-back division games?
So when you go out on the field, when our players go out on the field, they can't go out with a mindset that we might lose this game. They got to go out with a mindset that they're going to win every damn game. So me as a fan, I'm going to always root for the next how many games we got that we're going to win every damn game.
There
you go.
And when you're living out of state, to our local content creators, stop saying all fans. Because 90% of our fan base are positive, and most of them are out of state. For those of us that are like me in a state where you're landlocked and you close to a state like Louisiana, where the Aints are, that's that close. It's just I'm from Louisiana and raised in Mississippi. When you're this close and we have to rep so hard. We have to rep so hard and not give up. We don't have a support system.
We don't. The media don't like us.
Right.
The refs don't like us. They count us out every year in Vegas. So we got to be our own supporters and hype ourselves up.
When content creators say fans, y'all fans, you fans, stop lumping all of us together because most of us, you're all we have. Don't lump all of us together. And Magnus, let me tell you, you better peep around corners. We got your minions. And next time that you get on Coach Unchained's channels talking about minions, stop having those lame ass questions about would you eat a raw alligator and all that mess. Talk about some doggone football, why don't you? We got your minions. We got your minions. We got your minions.
Shots fired.
But last but not least, I shout out to our team. I think we should still continue to uplift our team. And I was talking to where we have our own personal little messenger. I think it's about time for us where our voices are heard. Our voices to all of those of you in NFL that are not doing so bad, that are doing so bad. Our fan base was very proactive with contact. The Atlanta Falcons, the administrators know how we weren't in the stands. They know how on their page people were leaving comments that there was a time for a change. And when I left that game in New Orleans, and by the time I hit Bourbon Street and they were saying, "Oh, he fired," and then you have your owner. Sometimes there is football business and there's the business of football. And our owner took the responsibility of saying, we're about to make some massive changes. That's how we got to this point right here. And if your fan base is so freaking concentrating on what we're doing, then look at how we're doing it, because your fan base isn't paying enough of damn attention where you should be blowing up your administrative office, where y'all should be protesting. That's your money. You buy all this franchise crap that you got on, cheap as it may be, of how it looks. You should be contacting your team and saying how disgusted you are instead of always on our damn page.
Especially them Carolina fans.
Love it.
Woo!
So special shout out to our team that for this first quarter, because it's every 6 weeks is a quarter now that we have 18 games. This is the first time since 2016 that we've actually won 4 out of the 6 games. So, and that was our Super Bowl year. So keep that in mind. You can run back and tell that.
Yeah.
Run that back and tell that. Because the next quarter, and that the majority, we have 7 more NFC games, with 3 of them being NFC South.
Yes.
If you think it was hard this first half, get ready for us the second half. Now run back and say Miss Christie said that.
Oh, I'm co-signing with you, ma'am.
And that's my rant.
Because I'm gonna celebrate my team every goddamn day. I don't care what the season is. I'm happy anytime we get a win. I don't care how we get that win.
Yes.
But we got it. And I'm gonna celebrate. I don't care if it's a young way cool kick. It don't matter. The game of football is to win it.
It's to win it.
Amen.
That's it.
Oh, we're gonna stand behind ours. Just like you stand behind your
support
it team with your 2 and 1 wins.
There you go.
Miss Christie said that. That's right, Blackberry. Pop your lips. Yes. Kudos. They must approve last and sacks. Oh yeah, we got some improvement. We definitely. I'm not too keen on how we win it. I mean, how we're winning it. We got to do better, because we definitely can't be by the last stretch of our balls trying to get this win every fourth quarter. We can't be doing that. No. She said, Chrissy's so damn surgical right now. Message. Erica, he called Tails. Okay, that was a rant waiting to happen.
That was a rant. I love it.
I've been holding on to it. I had to get it out.
Oh, hallelujah.
I'm glad you got it out. We needed that.
We're gonna keep your Christy rant. So if we're gonna get more rants, let us know if you feeling it. And we got our Ruffin' the Feathers too. We got to get that in there as well. We're gonna have Christy's and Ruffin' the Feathers, and y'all already know if I'm pissed off, I ain't had a pissed off time yet this season. Everybody remember that Cowboys reaction. So we ain't got that yet, but when I get started, it's over with. So so she sounds like me. But let's see what we got. Oh, we got us a super chat. Well, a super sticker. Thank you, Coleman.
Thanks. Nice.
Thank you. I'm wearing my Falcons jacket every day, baby. Donna. Boy, y'all, okay, we're gonna see you. Yeah. Dropping the mic. My brother's a Saints fan. He still got me blocked because we didn't lose. If I need somebody to talk some ish, I know who to call. Chris. That's right. Football is a yes. You supposed to win.
Yes.
You want to win. That Super Bowl team was next bottom of the league in stopping the run. They were bend but didn't break. Just didn't give up a lot of points.
Don't play.
And I said every week, win by any
Yeah.
means necessary to get to the win. That's all you
Right.
There you
win by
go.
any means
Exactly.
necessary and avoid injuries.
Right. And
Bottom line.
that's what the Kansas City coach, he said several weeks ago. He said, hey, all that matters is the W. He said, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it's by 1 point or 20 points. He said, hey, we're just gunning for the wins. He said, now the playoffs is more serious than that, but that's what they do every week. So why
Yeah.
we're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So, Miss Witt, do you have a little ruffle of the feather, or are you feeling okay today?
No, I got it. My ruffles was a tad bit ruffled this week. Not too bad as it was last week.
We
But
getting
just
two of them this week. Ooh, Kristen rant and the ruffle of the feathers. I'm here for it today. Go ahead, girl.
One thing I pointed out of many occasions I've had my own personal rant, now my ruffle the feathers moments, is I cannot stand fair weather fans. That is a bothersome thing in my soul. From see, I knew they was gonna do that to you. Yay! Run out of stand last week. Then y'all saying, oh my God, they're gonna do it again. Then y'all up on the Falcons page, any admin or fans page that you could find on X, that you could find on Facebook, that you could find on Instagram, that you could find anywhere, talking bullshit. Then all of a sudden, I believe in them. Please, please, please. We don't believe in you, and we don't believe in nothing that you're talking about. Like, let a game play out. Just let a game play out. And it's so annoying to me. The act like y'all coach Madden out there. No, the only Madden that you're doing is on your console. You are not a coach. You are not having 300-pound linemen coming at you. You are not Mike Vick. You are not nobody. You are at home on the safety of your couch watching the TV, and you may be at Buffalo Wild Wings or some damn place. You're not on the field. Please stop giving us all that BS. Then all of a sudden you want to be happy at the end when we pull out a win. It's cool to commentate, but if y'all see the vitriol that they be having, and they wonder why the players don't like fantasy, they wonder why people feel the way we feel about our fan base, and that is just really, really annoying to me. And I saw that during the Panthers game, and I'm like, bruh, they not even a quarter in. You forgot they played on Thursday, so they kicking out a bit of a rush. You forgot when they got the second drive, they scored a touchdown. So I'm just like, come on with the jokes now. Then my next one, now this is what bothers me all the time. The goddamn national media. Yeah. The national in particular, that goddamn Stephen A. Smith.
We need
the worst. It's just something I can't stand about him. I don't care that he's a Q and he's a part of the Divine Nine. It's just something about him that irks my soul. Him and Skip Bayless.
That hairline got
right, George Taylor.
Him and Skip Bayless are on the
George
same.
Taylor is another one.
Yes, they always talking crap. Oh, this is what happened with this and stuff like that. They wanted to still talk bullshit and had criticism about the Falcons, but was, oh, look at what the Buccaneers did to the Saints, even though we beat those same Buccaneers last week. Y'all had all this stuff to say about then it's like they didn't even go too far in, because the Saints played this whole big thing, quote unquote, when it came to the Cowgirls. The Cowgirls been getting their ass whooped. They
got it spanked.
They flow
spanked
right now. They got stuff going on over there. But it's just like, I hate that they are so negative towards our team. Like, they give us no type of break. No, only thing I can say is Good Morning Football. They always got good things to say. Good Morning Football. I sometimes see some of the other casters that may show a little bit of love, but it's always negativity. It's always some hate thrown their way, but they give every other team grace, and that's just annoying about me. And another last thing. Oh, Clark Phillips should have did a pick 6. Now, if I was him, you're not him. His coaching. made him make a play because they did not want the defense to come back on the field. They don't want injuries. If you don't know how a pick six works, if he would have scored, that would have stopped the time. Yes, we would have been up by like 24 at that point. However,
the defense be on the field.
The fact is the defense would have been on the field. That's another case of fucking injuries. You like it's a lot of shit that could possibly go wrong. So why not go down the clock? You know how it felt when the Saints scored on us when we was in victory formation. Like it would have just been beating a dead horse at that damn point. So why not? We already won the game. Sit it down. I know y'all want us to beat down on people. Yes, we have not had a good beat down since Green Bay. However, stop doing the petty shit. Be happy we are winning.
Yes.
Be happy.
You know what? You know, and what Blackberry's saying right there. Some people, they thrive on negativity. And it gives them ammo because it's, you know, birds of a feather flock together. So they're going to follow behind and it's like, oh yeah, we're complaining. We're upset. We're mad. We didn't win this game. The way we, you know, and pointing out all the negatives and not
the negative, and you won the damn game.
You know, so it's like, are you happy or are you not? So it's like, where you at? They don't have negative content to talk about.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, they don't, I mean, Grady's still there. Grady's still making plays. Like they need to start showing like the major players we have love on this team. Like it's just that I know we shouldn't care. I love when we fly up on the radar. I love when all the major broadcasts voted against us and we win the games. I think last week was the first one we actually had really a sweep since week 1 where we won the game. So it's just like it's just annoying to the fact is, but other than that, it's F the national media. Y'all will learn one day or another. But shout out to us getting the Super Bowl in 28. But no shout out to them prices though.
Yes.
Them prices.
Oh yeah, I mentioned. I'm sorry, we forgot about that. Well, let me get in there and put that up there, and then we're gonna probably wrap this up pretty soon because we do have Ty coming on right after. Well, he's probably on now.
He probably on
right after us. But one thing I want to say, and then we're gonna talk about that Super Bowl. Getting that, you know, and we look off the blank is doing his stuff deal. So I looked at I got a screenshot of it, of some things that we're just getting for the next couple of years. That's huge in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But what I want to say is, I'm losing my train of thought. What was it? Basically, we can stay on the radar. Think about those teams that developed quietly,
right?
And then you just all of a sudden, is this team? Where do they come from? What's happening?
I want to be there.
I want to be that team that just, you know, just kind of like the Super Bowl year. Not the second one, the first one, where it was like they just came out of nowhere after, you know, they was expected to be out of it, and then we made it all the way to the big stage. I want to be that team, not saying Super Bowl or anything like that, but I want to be that solid pillar that's, you know, people sleeping on us. And then we just come out there and like, we're sorry. We overlooked them because we was too busy talking about the Cowboys sucking and, you know, things like that. And whoever else is doing this. I don't care about media. Keep sleeping on us while we doing our thing in the background. And we, you know, all I care about is getting up there in the rankings and things like that, as far as play calling and our players and hitting numbers and things that silently then watch them start making noise. We don't need all that.
Right. Because remember, some of those years with Julio and Matt, they had the stats. We didn't have the W's. I want the W's. If only we were able to get the W's with those stats, where the stats wasn't the focus. And I like that Coach Ross said, forget them stats. Let's get
a lot of people was kind of in their feelings about that a little bit, because I forgot who is it? I can't think of his name. He's giving us some good commentary right now about our team. Somebody said in the chat, former player, but he was like, No, it wasn't
Was it
Colin. Black football player. I can't think of his name right now.
Are you talking about RJ?
Hold on, no, I haven't been seeing the Falcons. But what he was basically saying, hold on, get all
they
these
said Michael Irvin.
Thank you,
Who
guys.
was it?
Michael Irvin. He's been giving us some good, good commentary. And what he did say, though, he said, I like everything else about him, but don't you say that. Don't say that fuck stats and things like that, because these players are coming here to play. They want to be highlighted. They want to meet these records and, be recognized for what they came here to do. Get in the Hall of Fame because we're doing this and we're doing that. So they want to be that player of the week. They want to be that player of the month. They want to be that MVP. So he just said, that's the only thing that I'm going to critique him about. Anything else, don't say it doesn't matter, because it do. It do. But I do want those wins,
when you
too.
focus on the wins, though, the games that we won ended up with the players of the week. We ended up with the stats. And so, but when the stats became the focus, even with Julio and them, the biggest thing was, I got these numbers. And so when you focus on the win, the win is a team-based approach. So I understood, if you go back to the interview, listen to that whole part of what he was saying, the journalist was trying to get him to focus on the numbers. He was focused on the wins. The wins get to the stats. And that's why he was like, don't you focus on the wrong things, because it didn't. You saw the breakdown of what happened to us after those runs, and then the numbers became more important than the W's, and then you got a team that falls apart. So
and I think that's the biggest thing too, is that I think people are so used to listening to stuff in clips. They don't listen to the whole
commentary
thing of it.
I'm glad you said that, because some people do hear some things from their favorite person and they run with it.
And they repeat it over and over and over again.
But I like that Blackberry. He was saying actually we're not under the radar anymore. They've noticed the moves Terry has been making. Acknowledgement isn't always in the form of praise. They paying attention. Oh yeah. Oh, they watching. Trust and believe. They're little. They peeking like, we might have to prepare against this team. They getting a little bit better. I've been hearing that just a little bit. And I agree that it's all that matters. Those that have seen the moves and pay attention now know what it is. It's not our job to educate the uneducated. But I wanted y'all to kind of look at the screen. I know you looked at it a little bit, but we getting ready to get busy. Big things is popping in the ATL, and I'm here for it. They're getting ready to develop that area, downtown Centennial area. There's a lot of development going on. They're buying out malls and doing new things to it. They're cleaning up the city at this point. I don't care what you say about Arthur Blank, and I'm glad that John Abraham, I'm going to invite him onto our show eventually. What he said was, he's just not an owner that doesn't give a damn. He's an owner that cares about his players, make them feel special. All the former players are coming back because they feel welcomed. It was the coaching staff. It was certain things they just didn't feel, because when we had Keenan Forney and all them, they were saying Terrence Mathis, they didn't really feel good. They didn't feel like coming around. They didn't feel comfortable. They didn't feel like they were a part of this team anymore. Like they were just overlooked. We was talking about the grit split and all that type of stuff. But what about that? So, what about them? Honor them too. They're still here and alive and well and doing their thing. We need to be honoring our legends here. So, but he opened up a new hospital. He's giving back to the unfortunate. He's bringing in people. People want to come and play in our stadiums now and do big events and World Cups and Super Bowls and college basketball Final Four. That is huge for the city of Atlanta. That's like the Olympics coming here. That made us a hell of a lot of money. Of course, we cleaned it up and had to push out our homeless, unfortunately. And I hope they do something better about taking away all that area, and but this is finally putting some revenue in Atlanta.
In the city. Yeah.
Thank you, Arthur Blank. Thank you. Everybody, why he's getting the ring of honor? Because of this.
Shout out to AB. The big AB, not the little.
So that's my little rant, because it's like, I feel that we have an owner. Yes, he is getting up there in age, and he is coming to, he got his family in the, in the rooms now. He knows that eventually he's going to have to pass that baton to somebody, and he wants to pass it to somebody that's going to be understanding his goal and what he's going to do, and continue his legacy and make Atlanta the place that's talked about other than strip clubs and chicken wings.
And me going to the Carolina game, I just put that in there, had a newfound appreciation of the stadium as a whole. Because of the way the stadium is, the design is just, to me, is run down from the lack of variety of the food options versus the expensive prices we had to pay, and just the culture at the stadium. We as fans were talking about how this was just a big shock to us. So I appreciated that too. We can see where our money is actually going towards.
Yeah.
I like what John said. I'm old enough to remember that they only recourse to football fan had to yell at the TV before any social media or anything like that. Frankly, you got over bad games a lot quicker that way. I have a theory, Mags and panel. The biolab explosion in Conyers going to create a lane for a casino in Conyers by way of, and they've been talking about it. At first they was talking about a casino by the airport. But I think they kind of debunked that one. Arthur Blank has taken a page out of Phil Knight's book. Arthur Blank's son might be next man up. That's what I'm saying. So we got to keep this going. I heard the casting is going to be in the airport area, so a rail line can be built to it. Okay,
wow.
And we got a couple of comment highlights here. Let's see here. Southside said, "Fun fact: our only two road games this year, the Eagles and Panthers. Kirk had no interceptions and 3 passings, touchdowns. Bijan and Algier both have our best rush games of the season." Okay. Jerome said, "We have to give Zach Robinson credit. We have mixed the outside zone and inside trap gain run scheme into one. Nobody in the league doing this but us. Genius." Oh.
Wow.
Let me see here. And how about, I think there was a question that Madness had, and then we're going to go ahead and probably close this on out. Question for the panel. Do y'all think Troy is injury prone? I know some people was commenting about it earlier. Still kind of early to say.
It's still early.
I think he just really didn't fully heal from the first one. And like he said, the impact he made coming from the first one, give him time to fully heal.
Yeah, give it time. Yeah.
Rocky. Look at Rocky. You crying. You crying. Rocky. You got them boo-boos going on, Mr. Saints fan. You need a hug. You in your you speaking today. First he was no comment and not replying, but it's okay, boo, but we appreciate you tuning in. We the big mans on campus right now, because we winning that South, baby. Just letting you go ahead and lay it on down. You and the Panthers can fight for the the last. It's okay. We got extra pillows and comforter sets for you. Okay. It says shout out to them Panthers fan who's gonna hire how oh yeah. We got a couple of Panthers fan that still talk.
Yeah.
Hey, A fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ATO Leo. You be ready. But that's my dog, Rocky. I can tell you one thing. Him, Courtney, LeVar, all them Saints fans over there, they're diehard. I've been following them a long time. One thing about them, They ain't never hiding. Never hiding. They talking all the hella shit when they doing their thing, and we talking hella shit as well. So I really do appreciate diehard fans that show up and show out no matter what the record is. Because like I said, with these division rivals, no matter the record or the season, it's always going to still be a tough game regardless. Whoever comes out of that win comes out with a win. So it can always, so, you know, we're sitting pretty high right now, but we still got to face all these opponents again. And now they got tape on us, you know, so we got to tighten up and do our thing. And of course, the Bucks over there sniffing, you know, so we got to be careful and keep it going. We keep it going. Shout out to okay, let me see. Other than that, though, I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Is there going to be a pep rally at the station Friday? I don't think so. I don't think there's a mention of anything.
They haven't been posting anything.
I think they typically, well, we already played the Saints at home. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about a pep rally, but I'm guaranteed they're gonna probably gear up to one, depending on how our season goes. Closer to the second half of this season. But let's go ahead and give Ty. Let's talk about it. He's already on AFN. If you're on here, just go ahead and exit out of this show once we close out and go ahead and show him some love over there. Let's talk about it, Mr. Let's talk about it. And Mr. Home Team Blackberry. Make sure now we need to talk because I think your show is coming on at the same time as Six Man. So we need to kind of make sure that everybody can watch at different times. So we might need to figure out what's best for everybody so everybody can get as much views and much viewers as much as possible. We will be talking in the background. But on to that note, ladies, let's go ahead and give our last thoughts. And Miss Bree, let's give it to you. Thank you for showing up and coming on out of here. Let's close it on out, ma'am.
Yeah, my point for next game and against the Bucks, I just want to be more creative with the playbook. We keep saying, we said it in preseason before the season started, that we have a very creative playbook. Drake has said it numerous times that once they get started, it's going to be scary. I'm ready to see it.
Okay. I'm ready to see it as well. Thank you, Bree. You definitely are welcome to come on back as any time as you want to. We look, you're just as knowledgeable as us, and I'd love to have different, just conversations. Everybody's different perspectives. We're going to agree to disagree, and I love it. Everybody has a chance to speak their piece, and we showing out for these women, so we encouraging a lot more. I love it when I see them in the chat. And showing up and want to be on, please. You're welcome. It's open. Hit me up. It can be opponent fans. I don't care. Just show up and show out. Go ahead, Miss. Let's see who we got. Chrissy, Bree, and then Miss Pam. Go ahead and close it out.
Oh, probably me. Shout out to the Ruffle Feathers by Whitney and the rant by Christy. But getting back to her rant, she mentioned some content creator, but I need to shout out one. Juice Sport Talk is another one that's that full of knowledge. And but she already mentioned Coach Unchained and all the regulators and everything. Please tune in to them. That's how I got my full knowledge about what's going on with the team and the plays that they runs and everything, and it put us into a different perspective.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to the Seattle game. So let's root for a win. Pack that beans. Definitely pack that beans for that game.
Absolutely. And Miss Witt.
Hey.
Let's close it out.
Well, I'm going to step away from our Falcons content for a little bit and be a little serious. Today is the first day of early voting, ladies and gentlemen, and we actually broke a record where it was over 200,000 people that actually voted today. It was amazing to hear that people are taking this election seriously and they are voting early. I am voting early this week. Of course, this is a mandatory Saturday as well. It's a short window to early vote, and election day is coming up on us. So make sure that you take the opportunity. Please do not wait till election day. If you have no choice, that's absolutely fine. We understand. But those lines will be long. They're closing down voter precincts, so they are trying to squeeze and hinder the vote as much as possible. So please take the opportunity you can to early vote. Make sure you go to the right precinct. Make sure you have your IDs. And if you notice any voter intimidation, please make sure you report it. This election, ladies and gentlemen, I know we talk a big game about our birds, and we love to invite anybody on here, but we want our voices, no matter across what team you support. If you stay here in Georgia, or if you are out of state and you live here, college or anything, make sure you get your absentee ballots. Make sure if you got anybody you know overseas, make sure they got it. I'm telling my brother who's currently in the military that he needs to get his own stuff together. So make sure, please go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
And one thing I want to add to that real quick.
They're knocking people out of the register also. Make sure that you are back on.
And then if you can vote in person,
you can go anywhere. If anybody didn't know that, you can go anywhere to vote during early voting. So you get a little bit more convenience. So if you at work and you can just go grab a little quick bite of lunch at 30 minutes, go in there and vote real quick. Get it out the way.
And vote in person if you can, because they're trying to play games with that mailing in those ballots.
Exactly. Exactly. That's true.
I'm gonna get Rocky on the show. I've been trying to open it up to ladies, but maybe we just need the fellas. You know, they're not scared. So maybe we'll just go ahead and open it up to a couple of fellas. So Mario, tell Rocky to come on. Y'all come on the show. We love y'all. Thank you, but thank you for that. We need to remind everybody how my daughter. They was doing it at her college, Georgia State. So she's registered. Okay, at first she was like, I don't know, but they are doing a hell of a campaign to get people. I don't care who you're voting for, but vote. Most important.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Christy, go ahead and rock it on out so we can close it on off.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming through. I've been showing up on pages and inviting people over. And again, I've been searching, Ms Maggie. I think we are the first and only all-female NFL supported. Because I can't find any, but I have found Steelers fan that she said she wouldn't mind come on. She also watches some of our games, so I think we're on to something. You're on to something quite big, and so thank you. And thanks to Miss Pam and the fellas for encouraging our voices. I started watching AFN during the pandemic time. Some of the members, and I'm like Miss Pam, I wanted to be just more than a fan of what I was seeing. I wanted to know more about what I was talking about, and Mike actually was the only person that ever just responded by email to a question I had. He sent me some resources, so I learned what a blitz was. So I knew what I was watching. I knew what I was watching, but I didn't know how to explain. I knew how to explain it, but then I was like, oh, that's blitz. and that's
what I'm trying to encourage. We're educating ourselves. You're teaching other ladies, and I like that roadmaster. He said, "Keep it ladies only." That established, and you're right, because the bigger we get, the more the opponents want to come on and talk. They're going to talk about it like, hey, we need to get our ladies together and do some things. It's going to spread. Eventually, then everybody's going to be doing. You'll probably see a couple more ladies on these shows, and that's what I'm trying to encourage. And eventually, you know how they have football camps and things like that. That's my goal. Let's just get together and talk football, sip on some wine, and have a good time. That's my ultimate goal here, that women are just as comfortable and as knowledgeable. Even if you don't know it all, you're learning.
You learn it.
I'm learning it.
Yes.
Hey.
Let's beat these West Coast buzzards.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody's agreeing with
he's gonna have them ready. He's gonna have them ready to play. He knows the team.
We ready.
Hey.
I was laughing at that. And for
On
my
that note, people, I put the banner up there. Please show us some donation love as well. Or you already know the proceeds are going towards some big things. We got some, actually, there's a coat drive. I need to anybody that has nonprofits and things like that. I'm kind of connected with someone from V103, and they're looking for a nonprofit or an organization to donate coats to. Hit me up. Anything, and of course we can collect as well, where we can give it back to some nonprofits and some programs and give some things out. We want to do better things in the community, not only just have red and black events and we're partying and eating and having a good time. I want to bring awareness to the community. I want to give back. So whatever you're donating to the channel, Cash App, Atlanta Falcons Nation, it's going back to our educators all year round, because of course it's getting ready to get cold. They're going to need hand sanitizer. They're going to need disinfectant spray. They're going to need masks. They're going to need all of that, and they're coming out of their pockets, because the school only give them a small little budget, and then they got to stretch that for the rest of the year. No, ma'am. So we got to do better. Donate. I don't care what you're doing. It's good causes here. If you got any kind of charity, let us know so we can shout you out. We're also giving back to everybody else and bringing them awareness and supporting your business and everything else. But on that note, people, good night. We're out next time again, 8 p.m. Eastern. Set those alert buttons so you don't miss it. And check out the cocktail. Let's talk about it. Going on right now. Go flood this show now.
Flood his show. And man, Mike, whoever you don't cuss out, I cuss out for you. Hey.
Absolutely. Good night.
Good night.